red look great.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Barbara Hawkins Dixon,
And I'm Darlene Mayman.
and we are the authors of Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship. And we also have different children's books out there. So if you're interested, you could get in touch with us and let us know. And so today's topic is positive mindset, having a positive mindset versus having a negative mindset. And so we're going to start off by saying how important it is to have a positive mindset because that's how you soar in life. You have to think positive uh, versus thinking negative because if you
Mm-hmm.
think negative, you would never achieve your goals because you already have fed your uh, brain that you can't do it. So if you feel that you can't do it, you're not going to do it. So
Mm-hmm.
no matter what it is or whatever your dream is, know that you could accomplish it. It all
Mm-hmm.
starts with your mindset. And
Mm-hmm.
so positive mindset would definitely lead you to where you want to go. It's not going to be easy along with anything else that you want. It takes time, persistence, dedication. Uh, all of that leads toward having a positive mindset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
Darling.
true. Right? That's true. And we'll give another example to you all. Just like we're doing our Zoom meetings, when we started, we were saying how we was going to try to do it every Sunday. We set it for that, and we kept it at that positive vibe. But then sometimes, like Barbara said, you have family issues and things that get in the way, and you might can't set it at the time that we said we was gonna do it. But because we stand on a positive attitude, we do it. We continue to do it. It might not be every Sunday like we say we want to do, but because we trying to be consistent and we have a positive attitude about it, we stay on it as much as we can, because that's where we set it to what we were going to do. But if we was on a negative attitude about it, we didn't have anything positive to say, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing today. So we try to let personal life or anything get it away what we trying to do with these Zoom meetings that we do to put the information out there to you. So you got to have a positive mindset, especially when you set a goal to do something and you have to stay on it, Barbara.
Yeah. And for instance, uh, as we have spoke about before, we
Mm-hmm.
always had the desire to write, but we
Mm-hmm.
kept putting it off because part of it is too not just that we felt that we were so involved with doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
We also have to accept the fact that we put it off because we like, oh, can I do it? How's it gonna come out? How am I gonna format it?
Mm-hmm.
Different things. So we had a little self doubt within ourselves if we could accomplish this goal. But
Mm-hmm.
once we got determined, like, okay, this is what I want, and I'm going to make it happen regardless of what
Mm-hmm.
I have to do. I
Mm-hmm.
might fail along the way, but if I fall, my mindset had changed. It had reversed. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not fearing it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do this. And like I say, if I fall, I'm not going to stay down. I'm going to get up and keep trying until I get it right.
Mm-hmm.
But because my mindset had changed about it,
Mm-hmm.
it was a smooth sailing because
Mm-hmm.
I knew this is what I wanted to do. And so I
Mm-hmm.
didn't let nothing stand in the way. I stayed focused, a clear head and put all negative thinking behind me. And then what happened? It was smooth sailing. We had no problems with writing this book. It was like
Mm-hmm.
it was step one, step two, step three, four, and on
Mm-hmm.
and on. And so
Mm-hmm.
we did it. We didn't even have to go back and like, okay, we got to change this or we have to change
Mm-hmm.
that. It
Yeah.
was just like it was just meant to happen. And
Mm-hmm.
we ourselves set ourselves back. But when because of our mindset. But once that mindset changed, look what happened. In no time, we was done
Mm-hmm.
with the book.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And that's along with the children's books as well. We
Yes.
just flow right on
We
through.
flowed on with it. Yeah. And it's kind of, we go back to that too, Barbara, when we talk about our children's books. Because I remember when I started with Busy Tatiana, which was my first one, Busy Tatiana. And I remember I wrote that book. It was so funny because I think Tatiana, my oldest granddaughter, who I named the book after, she was like maybe 3 or 4 when I wrote the book on Busy Tatiana, right? Okay, now she's 3 and 4. I wrote the book all through those years. She's now 21. The book, I got the
And
book
that's a
ready at the
long
age of
time.
19, right? At the age of when she was 19, that's when I got the book out there. So to say behind that is that even though I did it when she was 3, my mindset was always there. This book gonna be done. I'm gonna finish this book. I don't know when, but I'm gonna finish this book. And then when she came 19, I decided, you know what, my book has set for a long time. I have my attitude was positive about it because I knew it was a cute book, because it was actually a true story of what she did with baby powder, right? And I wrote that book and I stayed on it. I mean, things came where I slowed it down and I had to put it to the side, but I set myself because of my work schedule. It was kind of hard to stay focused because by the time I come home, I'm tired. And when you tired, that's another thing. If you set a goal to do something, especially if you're writing or something, your mind have to be relaxed. You have to be rested because when you find yourself and you're tired, you don't get through what you're trying to do. And I would start on it, but I'd be so sleepy. I put it to the side, throw it to the side. Okay, I get on it another day or I do it another day. And those days kept passing by and passing by. And then I decided one day, you know what? I'm gonna take me a nap and I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna write this book. And I finished that book in 2 days, right? But I was determined. But I had to have that positive attitude. Don't let nothing get in the way, and plus be rested. So I was able to put the book together like I wanted it to be. Barbara.
That is so true. A lot of times that different things happening. Like I said, if you don't have the correct mindset when you're doing it,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to mess up.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
even with me, sometimes we push ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We push
Mm-hmm.
ourselves like, okay, I want to do this, I got to do this, and you feel like you have to do it right then. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have been tired and know I'm tired and think I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting ready to write. And I'm like, then you kind of get off focus when you
Mm-hmm.
tired and you doing it. And you're like, no, 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 this is not working. Let
Yeah.
me just sit this over to the side
Yes.
until I'm mentally uh, able
Ready
to
to do it.
deal with
Yes.
this because I don't want to make any
Yeah.
mistakes.
Yeah.
So I have to have the correct mindset in order to get this done
Mm-hmm.
properly. And so, like you say, when my first children's book,
Mm-hmm.
Mom and Daddy, I Want My Help,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote that book actually in a child development class.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in 1991.
See? Yeah.
And I I did that book right there in the class. The instructor was telling us she wanted us to write a book, uh, and how many pages and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm multitasking. I'm not missing a beat from what she said, but at the same time, my title had already came to my head. So I'm writing and she's speaking, and so I actually finished the book. At the end of the class, one of my classmates that was sitting next to me, and she told the instructor, she said, Barbara have finished. Her book said she finished the book. And I said, she said, Miss Hawkins said, you finished the book right here in class? And I said, yes. I said, actually, it's more pages than you asked for. I said, but when I got the writing, it was just so natural, until I just flowed with it. She said, well, if you don't mind, can I see it after class? I said, you sure could. And she sat there and read that book after class. And the other students, they like, well, we want to hear it too. We want to hear it too. And she said, can I read it out loud? I said, yeah, you can. And she read it. And she said, wow. She said, this is really nice. She said, this is really nice. She said, I can grade this right now. She said, this is an 8. She said, in the order, you put it in the correct order, too. And said, how did you do that? I said, this is something I always wanted to do anyway. So when you mention about doing it, I'm like, yes, this is my chance. And yeah, but even though I wrote the book, I never did anything about it. I just put it over to the side, and then once you write, your memory gonna store it. And so, it stored it. And because the paper itself got away from me. But I remember because it was stored. And so that's why I was able to bring it to life.
And I knew when you said the part about once you get started, you be like, okay, you was only supposed to do so many pages, but your mind be going because we go back to what Tatiana Goes to the Zoo, right? Children's books. I was writing so much with that book at the zoo, I wound up writing 83 pages. No children's book, that's too much for a children's book.
I know.
But I still had it published, but my mindset was just so into the story about it. I just continued. I was writing and I was writing. I was looking like, this book, 83 pages long. What children's book is 80? That's like for a teenager or something, right? Tatiana was like 5, 6, 7-year-old kids, right? But it was still published because it was about the zoo. So it was more educational in it than anything, telling you about the animals and everything. But what we're saying is that I had such a positive attitude. I went way past what the children's limit's supposed to be, right? Because it was just, I just couldn't stop. So that you have to be at a point where you feeling it, you okay with it, and you just go with the flow with it. Because if I was negative about it, I would have do that book any kind of way, and then would have been like, this ain't right, and have to redo it again, right? But I took the time to make the time that I was going to work on the book, set aside whatever else I had to do because I made it my priority. And I stuck with that same time every day and was mostly like 1 and 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning was good for me because that's when I can really think positive and have peace at that time of the morning where I was able to write the book. But I stayed on that same time every day until that book was finished, Barbara.
Yes, and where it be no interruptions. Like,
yes.
You have to find that time where because when people's around, they could, disturb you and take you off of, your square. And so that's why I do my best writing when everybody,
is
is
gone.
asleep or
Yes.
I'm alone or something. And, that's when I can really get it done.
Yes.
And so, like you mentioned, our children's books, I made that mistake too with all of those pages in the children's book. Like, wait a minute, a chip, but like you say, and once you get into it, you just want to write. You just want to
Yeah,
write,
you just write,
write,
write, write, write,
and
write.
all of these thoughts is rushing in your mind, and you want to express those
Yes,
thoughts, and you
yes.
look up and you like, wow, all of these pages. But
Mm-hmm.
as we have learned,
Mm-hmm.
everything is a learning experience.
Yes,
But as you
yes.
learn, you realize the books that we wrote with all
Mm-hmm.
those different pages, that could
Mm-hmm.
have been a part one and a
It could
part
have been a
two,
part. Yeah, yeah.
for the book instead of we putting it all in one. It still was published and put out there,
Mm-hmm.
and on different platforms. But we
Mm-hmm.
learned that no, we shorten these books, and if we want to add uh, a book
Yes.
to it, that's what we do from part
Mm-hmm.
one, and then So it's just so much fun, and it's also relaxing to write
Yes, it is.
because that's
Yes.
time for you, and
Mm-hmm.
you bringing out what's you thinking, your mental state. Again,
Yes.
you expressing
Mm-hmm.
storytelling,
Right.
and it's exciting, and
Mm-hmm.
I just love it, and
Yeah.
um, we have many more to come, and I'm looking forward to it,
Yes.
and
Yes.
we're gonna just like we completed substance of building a healthy relationship.
Yes.
In no time, we was on it.
Yeah.
We was
Yeah.
on that boat. And
Yeah.
that's the same dedication we have to use to get
Uh-huh.
this second part out.
Yeah.
And
Because
so,
remember when we was up, we was up through the day and you'll read your part and I read my part and we was counting how many words. I think we total what? I think when I told you I did mines, I wrote over maybe like 10,000 words. Remember
yeah,
I told you that? And then
we
you
had
just kept
over 20,000
we had
words.
over 20,000 words, but all of those 20,000 words that we wrote wasn't put all into the book. Remember?
Right.
So
Oh,
I figured
yes,
that,
I
yeah,
definitely remember.
yeah, yeah. And it was a lot. And we was like surprised. Wow, we wrote all this. We wrote all this, but our minds was just roaming and it was going and we was adding and adding and adding. So it made me come back to the part that we didn't have all in the book should be like our second part of the book. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like what we didn't get
Uh-huh.
all in the first book, we can add it on to the next one that we working on.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we could definitely do that because it's basically like half of the book uh
Yeah.
was taken out. Whereas,
Yeah.
we and so now we just have to focus on what's wasn't in the book and make
Hmm.
sure that we have it in this one. And it was
Right.
fun
Yeah.
writing it and sharing ideas and everything
Yes.
about it. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we had a lot of laughs about it.
Mm-hmm.
We had
Mm-hmm.
frustration about it.
Uh-huh.
You know, but it all paid off. And that's
Mm-hmm.
because uh, when we got frustrated about it,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't let it stop us. We used
Right.
that frustration as a stepping stone to
Yes.
get through.
Yes.
Like, okay, now I stumbled, but now I got to keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's, and that's why it's very important to
Mm-hmm.
keep a positive mindset, regardless of what's going on in your
Yes.
life,
Yes.
because
Mm-hmm.
that's how you could advance. That's how
Yes.
you could move in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
You when you keep that positive mindset, you don't put limitations on yourself.
Yes.
You know that you could do anything that you put your mind to, versus having that negative mindset,
Yes.
or the minute something don't go right, you ready to give up.
Mm-hmm.
You have to build yourself up and build and know that you could do it. Just
Mm-hmm.
because it didn't happen, your first step, don't
Mm-hmm.
let that distract you and take
Mm-hmm.
you from reaching your goals. Because remember, only you can stop yourself from exceeding
Yes.
and life. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have the positive mindset, what if you don't have it, work on it and
Yeah.
know that you could do it.
Yeah,
Not like
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's so true, Barbara, when you say that, because you have to have a positive mindset. When you set goals and stuff, you and this is the things that you want to go do, you have to stay positive on that. Like all the things that we're doing now, besides our books and everything, we know that these are the goals that we're trying to accomplish, and we have a mindset that this is what we're going to do. Everything is for a season. It might not happen at the time that you want it to happen. But if you keep that positive mindset, it's going to happen later on down the road, because that's what you want to do. So I try to keep myself focused on things that I'm doing, even like with my craft and the things that I'm doing. I know that that's a gift that God has given me, and I don't want to sit on it.
yeah.
So I'm sharing that gift, and the people are liking my gift, and it's helping me to make pictures for people. But if I was to sit back and just put the pictures to the side, I would never accomplish anything. I had to get out there and believe in myself and know that this is a gift that God gave me, and I put it out there, and now it's getting people are liking what they see, and it keeps me on a positive note, because I could take the pictures and just put them to the side like I did in the beginning. I would do little pictures and I didn't think nothing of it. And people were like, oh, those are nice. I just threw them up there on Facebook one day and it started from there. I didn't think nothing of it. They're just little pictures, they ain't nothing.
Right.
But what I didn't see, other people were seeing, and they
Of
encouraged
course.
me, and that's what got me to do what I'm doing now. Now I'm putting them on from 8 by 10 to 24 by 36 and 36 by 36, but
And
it just
see,
showed.
look
You're right.
how that
Yes,
happened. And you
yes,
expanded. You started
yeah,
small and
yeah,
now you work your way up to
yeah,
bigger pictures.
yeah.
And so that there too is an example of
Mm-hmm.
how having that positive mindset kept you
Yes.
going
Mm-hmm.
and developing more and more and more into
Yeah,
your goals.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, so that's the difference between the positive and the negative. You stay on the positive, you're going to succeed in what you do. If you keep it on the negative, it's going to put you in delays over and over and over again, because you got to have a positive mind to exceed anything that you want to do in life today, because you just can't plan it, set the goals for it, and then you start on it, and then you put it to the side, and you don't think about it anymore. You won't succeed that way. But if you stay on a positive note, it's gonna happen. Might not happen as fast that you want to happen, but it's gonna happen, Bob.
So very true because things happen in our life and children's different reasons we put our
Mm-hmm.
dreams
Mm-hmm.
over to the side. Life is
Mm-hmm.
life. No
Mm-hmm.
one knows what cards they're gonna be dealt in life.
Yes.
So that's why you have to take advantage
Mm-hmm.
of the fact
Mm-hmm.
that okay, this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going to put off what I could do today until
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I work on today and let tomorrow take care of itself. And
Yes.
so, that's helping building,
Yeah.
help
Yeah.
building your security, like,
Yes.
if
Mm-hmm.
I did this today and I'm looking forward to doing this tomorrow, finishing this,
Mm-hmm.
it's very important to know that once you start something, don't just give up.
Yeah, yeah.
Get
And,
that
and, mo- and
ambitious, like I started it, I'm going to finish
don't
whatever
finish
I
it.
start.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and
So whatever I,
another thing that's so important, Barbara, when you on a positive note, you got to keep yourself around positivity. You can't be around
that's a
people
key.
that's giving you those negative vibes, or because that brings you down. Because they not giving you anything positive about what you're trying to do or what you're trying to succeed in, because there's always negativity coming out of their mouth, or they not supporting the things that you do. Those are kind of things that you have to stay away from, because those negative vibes will hang on to you, and then you feel like you're not capable or you're not able to do it because that person is downing everything that you say you're trying to accomplish. So I have learned within my life and in my circle that I have to keep myself away from people that are negative and don't have anything positive to say, because I don't want that vibe. I don't want to be, if you don't have any positive vibes and the goals and the things that you're trying to do or see that I'm trying to do, or you coming to me with always negativity, then you can't be in my circle. I can't be around you because I'm trying to achieve things that I want to do. But if I constantly got to hear, oh, that's not going to happen, or that's stupid, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, I don't want to be around things like that. I've learned through all this experience with everything that I'm trying to succeed in life, I have to go and stay on positive note. And long as I do that, I know I can succeed in doing anything that I need to do. Barbara.
Yeah, and because a lot of times that's why you have to be aware.
Mm-hmm.
And I always said, uh, smile is just a frown turned upside down, which,
Mm-hmm.
that's an old saying. You
Right.
know, um, you have to be careful because people would smile in your face and make
Mm-hmm.
them, you think that they with you, but all the
But they
time
not.
they wishing
Yes.
for your downfall.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe they feel they don't have, they don't have the desire or have the faith in themselves that they could do the same thing that you don't.
Yes. Yes.
And so they want to pour salt on you for
Mm-hmm.
having a positive mindset. When
Mm-hmm.
all they have to realize, well, hey, she got a positive mindset. I can have that too. All I
Yes.
have to do is change all of this doubt that I'm feeling of myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get in a situation where you stuck, especially when so much is going on wrong in your life. And you
Mm-hmm.
think you have to stay there, but you don't. Just get up
Mm-hmm.
and just
Mm-hmm.
ban all of that negative
Yes.
thinking out of your mind, because
Yeah.
once you keep feeding yourself that you can't do it, you're not going to do it.
Yes. True.
And
That's
so
true.
you have
Yeah.
to have that positive mindset, because, and along with having a positive mindset, it's sad to say you make enemies,
Yeah. Yeah.
because now they feel like you trying to be
Better than them.
better than them.
Yeah. And it's not
When
that.
you're not trying to be better than them, you're trying to be a
Yeah.
better version of yourself. And
Yes.
so that's why, you make enemies along the way, and people have so
Mm-hmm.
much negative
Yes.
to say, rather than trying to congratulate you. And
Yeah.
have you noticed sometimes you could tell when the congratulations is
Mm-hmm.
legit and when
Yes.
it's fake? It's
Yeah.
something about the way that they say it that
Yes.
you
Yes.
know if
That you
it's
know.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And when it's not. And so, but once you make up your mind that this is what you want to do, it's like you block out all the negative.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
people's gonna say what they want to say. They gonna
Mm-hmm.
think what they want to say. They might say it's the book is crap, it's this and
Mm-hmm.
that. But guess what? That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But
Mm-hmm.
your opinion, I'm not gonna allow to start my growth of where I'm trying to go.
True.
And I
Yes.
feel with each book we do, then
Mm-hmm.
it will continue to get better because
Mm-hmm.
we learn more as we go.
True.
We didn't
Yes.
come into this knowing everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a learning experience.
Yes. Yes.
We start from the bottom and we want to work our way up to the top.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See,
And
even
so
even
I'm
like
very pleased with
yes.
every book that we have written.
Yes. Because even with our book, Substance of Building a Healthy Relationship, we didn't just write the book just to have it as a book. We taking this book on to another journey too with it. We just didn't stop at just writing it. We have other goals that we want to add to this book to put it out there more, So we like we said, we set a mindset forward. We determined that we're going to do it and it's going to happen. Of course, we're going to have all the negativity that's going to come in there from people, and that's okay because at the end of the day, it still doesn't stop what we're trying to do and advance to. And if we was to worry about what people saying, or they saying something against the book, or the book is this, or they don't like it, it doesn't affect us. That's your opinion, like you said.
Yes.
We're going to still continue to push, because a lot of times people are so they people are so just something else sometimes, because you can get something and it's good, but you're so stubborn and arrogant and jealous and whatever that you can't even say that was a nice book. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to get those kind of things that come from people because you have some people who don't want to see you succeed, who don't want to see you advance to the level that we're trying to go. We get, it's people like that. Everybody's not going to agree to everything that we're trying to do. And if we was to sit back and let that affect us, or what people are saying that are negative, we won't succeed in what we do. Matter of fact, I like when you say you something negative, because that pushes us to make it even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So really, okay, well, let me show you a little bit more, So it's
Right.
okay today. We could get mad, but we don't get mad, because that's life. We're gonna deal with people who's not always gonna approve, not always gonna like what you do, and it just is what it is. That's just who they are. But it doesn't affect who we are and what we're trying to do.
Yeah, because if you let that get into your system, and then you would start self-doubting yourself if
Yeah,
you sit up and listen to all these negative
yeah, yeah, yeah,
opinions and everything.
yes,
You'll be like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't do it. No,
yeah,
I'm not giving no one the power
yes,
over me to dictate what's good and what's not.
mm-hmm,
It might not be good to you, but it could be good to millions of other people.
yes,
And so,
yes,
because you don't have that mindset and to move forward, you comfortable with staying still, where you at. Don't hate because I want to still figure out what I could do more, and
yeah,
what I could do better.
yeah, yes,
I don't care what age you are.
mm-hmm.
Okay, yes, we senior citizens, and I'm proud of it.
All right now.
And I'm not letting our goals stop because we senior citizens. We still
Right,
living, and
right.
so we still have more to look forward to.
Yes, 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 right. We do. And this was a good topic today, Barbara. I'm so glad that like we got something going on again with our publishing we finna get into. So, God
Yes,
God works out everything for you, because like this is all a learning experience for us. We had some downfalls, we had some good, we had some bad, but we didn't let us stop us. We was determined we're gonna find a way. We're gonna make it better. We're gonna do what we have to do to make it better. And he's gonna put it in the right hands, because everybody is not gonna do right by you. People are pretend that they for you and everything, like you said, but at the end of the day, they not. But it's good that we have that discern spirit to see what's in front of us. We see God shows us when things are not right, and then we move forward from there. But as long as we stay on this positive attitude where we going with this book, it's a lot of good things coming from it. So we got to
because
end
you
it, you
never
guys.
know.
Yeah, So we
when
got to
your book is gonna land, and
yes,
what hands is gonna land in, and they see potential in it, like, okay, this
yeah,
is nice.
yeah,
I
yeah,
like to do some work with them.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you
it's just putting it out there and letting it get to the right hands, and then it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I really believe that it's gonna happen because we put a lot to it, and God didn't give us this book just to write it. It's a purpose behind it. It's a
it
purpose behind
is.
it, and it's gonna help a lot of people.
And I told you what started with me that
Uh-huh.
really made me to come to reality. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I
Yes.
told you after my
Mm-hmm.
surgery. And I
Mm-hmm.
would sit there and sit on this couch having my tea or coffee every morning about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. That's what I call my time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody sleep and my thoughts is here. And I found myself asking God, I'm like, God, you saved me from my situation. I
Mm-hmm.
said, you left me here for a reason. What
Mm-hmm.
is it that I'm supposed to
Yes.
do? I
Yes.
said, because
Yes.
already in my heart, I feel like I'm supposed to be
To
doing
do
something that
something.
I'm not doing.
Yes.
I
Yes.
said, but Lord, just reveal it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Mm-hmm.
you ask, you shall receive.
Yes.
And it's so, I mean, it is the way that it happened, I could never forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like out of nowhere, I glanced and I
Mm-hmm.
see this notebook pad and a
Yeah.
pen sitting right on top of it.
Uh-huh.
That, God directed my eyes to that.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked and I said, Lord, you showing me this notebook pad and a pen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I got up and picked it up and sat back down on the couch.
Uh-huh.
And I said, Lord, you telling me it's time for me to write. You know that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
always been, you know, uh,
Yeah.
something
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do, my dream.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so you put it, I asked you to reveal it to me, and you
Uh-huh.
did. And
Yes.
I started writing it on that page. And I never forget, I knew you were nice. I said, I'm going to give her time to get home. And once she get home and get her time to get situated, I'm going to call Darlene and
Uh-huh.
tell her, guess what I did? And that's exactly what happened. And I called
Uh-huh.
you and I
Uh-huh.
told you what happened to me, and I had started writing.
Yeah.
And that's how
Yeah.
that first book came about.
Yeah. See, you know what, Barbara? Everything I've realized too, in my life journeys that everything happens uh in your life for a reason, right? Everything happens in your life for, and this book was so important to
Absolutely.
me when we talk about substance of building a healthy relationship because I I am a survivor of domestic violence. You know the story. So
Oh,
I am
yes.
the survivor of domestic violence. And I always was sitting, I would always say, um, Lord, thank you, for bringing me through, all that you have brought me through, because so many people don't survive from this. And I was like, I knew once I came through everything that it was a purpose for this. It wasn't a purpose just for me to sit on it and say, okay, I survived it. My purpose was to acknowledge it and put it out there, write it and put it out there where it can help someone else that has gone through what I have been through. You understand what I'm saying? So I never understood it, but then, God speaks to you and he said, he's like, yeah, I brought you through it, but you have a purpose from this. Take that purpose and put it where it's going to help somebody else. So that's what made me get my pen and start writing. That's what made me come up with new rings that I have on Facebook, about domestic
Yes.
violence. It started with new rings, and then I started watching my videos and listening to everything. And then I was like, it's still more to this. It's still more to this, but I wasn't satisfied with just new wings, because I was like, it got to be more to this. And that's where he let me know you made it through domestic violence. Some don't make it, but you are one of the lucky ones. So you put it out there, you know, tell your story, tell how you survived, tell how I brought you through. And that's why we added that to substance of building a healthy relationship. I had to put my experience out there because it's hard to tell someone what they should and should not do. But when they hear that you experienced it, and you get through it, it gives them a hope, a faith to know, okay, well, she's sharing this, I can get through it too. Listening to her, reading what they put in a book can help me succeed and come up out of this too. So everything is for a season, everything is for a purpose. And I realize now what my purpose is, to get it out there, to share it, to speak on it, to, let people acknowledge that you can survive from it.
Yeah, you definitely can. And
Yes.
once you start looking at it a different way, and whereas you have been a victim
Yeah.
of your circumstances, but you cannot let that keep you
Stop. Yes.
from
Yes.
doing better and reaching your goal. How is
Yes.
you going to get out that situation if you keep doing the same thing? And
Yes.
so
Yes.
everybody has a story that
Yes.
is a little different, you know, of relationships and
Mm-hmm.
just life itself. But you
Yes.
cannot sit in your sorrow. You cannot sit in your sorrow. You have to rise above it. Yes, I've
Yes.
been through this. Yes, I experienced this. You
Yes.
know, and you know how that made you feel. And so that's why a lot of times we tell these things
Mm-hmm.
so it, like you say, it could help somebody else. They
Yes.
think
Yes.
if you made it through it, I can make it through it too.
True.
So it's
Yes.
giving somebody else hope.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Put it right.
And yeah, so we just hope you all enjoyed this topic today. We think it was a good topic, and we just want
Yes.
everyone. We all have good days, we all have
That
bad days.
bad days.
But
Yes.
even on your bad days, try to do what you could to see some joy in it, or
Yes.
have the faith to know that tomorrow could be better.
Yes.
Things happen
Yes.
instantly. And so
Mm-hmm.
don't dwell in your sorrow. Pick yourself up,
Yes.
dust yourself
Yes.
off, and just strive and change your mindset. If you change your mindset, you could change your life.
Yes. All right, you
And
guys, you have a blessed and wonderful day. We'll be back on here again as soon as we
yes,
can. Yes, we
we
can.
sure will. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.